I choose the bear. He won't try to hurt me.
Lord, bless this food I'm about to receive. Amen.
Lord, what is in that hair? Oh my God.
I choose the bear. He will never hurt me.
A few moments later.
Hey, come get her. She did something to my baby daddy.
What?
I choose the bear. He will never hurt me.
I choose the bear. You can never have me.
You can always call 1-800-CALL-A-BEAR.
1-800-CALL-A-BEAR. Hook up with your bear today. I will not be held responsible if that bear, you know.
Lord, bless this food I'm about to receive. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Hi, I'm an educated bird brain. I make stuff up and expect you to take me seriously because I say down with the patriarchy. Don't you want to be a feminist like me?
How about no?
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
What is going on, everybody? AB Media 83 here, and happy 4th of July. Today is 4th of July. It is the 250th year of the United States of America. And never forget, it was a black man who died for this country first, by the name of Crispus Attucks. Black people have a lot of history with this country, even if white folk try to cover it up. It is what it is. We helped them win the Revolutionary War, and they still enslaved us. We helped them win the Civil War, and they still put us in Jim Crow. There are multiple reasons for that, but it basically comes down to money, really. But this country is 250 years old. A lot of interesting things are happening around the world. People are choosing sides, and the dynamics of this country are changing rapidly. Like I said, country's been around for 250 years. Will it be around for 250 more? Who knows? I won't be here, more than likely. But I hope everybody is having a good 4th of July. Waking up from my pulled chicken nap. I made some pulled chicken. Had some French fries and coleslaw with that. Then some cake and ice cream. Yes, I said it, ice cream. Some cake and ice cream. But plan to have a little fun with the show today. As you can see, the links in the chat. If you brothers want to come up, you can do so. Hold on, let me upload this video. But we're gonna start the show with a little fun. Nothing too serious. We'll start the show with a little fun here. We're going to play what I like to call the AI Roundup. Classic cartoon with AI. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Damn. Now we had a little fun with the superheroes.
You know, I've got to say, for a bunch of gods, you guys are a real downer.
You summoned me to sit among children? What is this?
Oh, look at you. The big bad pharaoh guy. Cute outfit, by the way. Very Halloween. Look, Your Highness, we're here because the world needs to know who's holding the leash. And spoiler alert, it's not the guy who needs a magic word to get a heart on.
My power was forged by the gods. Yours was cooked in a dish by a bunch of men in lab coats.
Man, would you two shut the hell up? Seriously, you're giving me a headache and I'm already hungover.
And this is supposed to be a god? You smell like a dumpster behind a dive bar. Get your act together, you laserless freak.
Try it, Blondie. See how fast I shove my foot up where the sun don't shine.
Enough. All of you. I've watched you, Homelander. I've seen what you do when the cameras stop rolling. What you do at the top of a roof, by the way. Disgusting.
Very funny. You know, for a guy who flies around pretending he's humanity's babysitter, you must think you're so pure. You're just as much of a freak as the rest of us. Just wrap it in a pretty red cape.
Lower your tone, you creature of science. You sit in the presence of Kondak's sovereign. I did not cross 5,000 years of history to sit across from a corporate mascot.
Corporate mask? Do you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah, I know what you are. Guy who jerks off the top of a skyscraper.
Damn!
With a bottle of milk.
Wait. Hold up. Is that true? That is nasty, bro. You got serious issues. For a low-budget Superman, that's disappointing.
Yeah, AI is getting good. Really good.
Do you want us to take this outside? Because I will happily rip the smile off both of your faces.
You think you could beat me in a fight? You're just a fragile boy playing dress up.
Calm down, Adam. We need to be civil. We don't want unnecessary destruction.
Yeah, Red Cape is right. I don't give a damn about your little measuring contest, but I am not fixing another highway today.
No, let him finish. This is great. Fantastic. The guy who calls himself a king thinks he's above everyone. The farm boy thinks he's a saint. The homeless guy thinks he's a hero, but me, I'm the only one honest enough to admit I like being worshipped.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Turns out the weakest on here has insecurities. You literally lost your powers and died a shameful death.
Says,
yeah, we all saw Homelander's death. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
The guy who needs to be far from his girlfriend to be seated here amongst us. Keep her close. Then what are you?
I imagine having a power of a
Yeah, well, that's true too.
god, but needing a catchphrase to activate it must be really frustrating. What's next? You have to clap your hands twice to turn the lightning off?
My catchphrase commands the sky to split. Alien, you think you are the most powerful being in this world, that you drop to your knees crying if someone flashes a lightning or a glowing green rock in your face.
Maybe we do need to take this outside.
Here's a new one with the villains.
I find it insulting that this table has 4 seats, as though my presence requires company.
And yet here you sit with the rest of us.
The links in the chat if you brothers want to come up and talk.
Perhaps the anti-life equation didn't solve for loneliness.
Says the man who needed 6 pieces of jewelry to do what Darkseid does with a glance.
Infinity Gauntlet is not jewelry. It is the instrument of cosmic balance.
Yet you still lost to a bunch of mortals and a raccoon. You call yourself inevitable, yet your world still resists you. Pathetic.
That's rich, coming from a god who's been outwitted by a man in a cape wearing primary colors.
What's going on, Two Tree? Just playing some AI clips that I've gathered together.
At least I restructured the molecular composition of existence with a gesture. What did you do? You sent subordinates.
A gardener doesn't kneel in the dirt himself. That's what lesser hands are for. You snapped your fingers and lost. I don't snap, Titan. I decree, and reality obeys.
Wow. 2 immortal tyrants arguing over who has the better motivational speech. Quite amusing.
Yet unlike this robot, I actually won.
Guerrero. Your genius plan was genocide with extra steps. Half the universe dies, and somehow idiots still make podcasts.
Yet I'm the only one here alive. You consider yourselves beings destined to rule existence, all defeated by lesser creatures.
That's awfully convenient coming from someone who fainted after a blade cut. Humans are cockroaches. Kill 1 hero and 6 more appear with emotional speeches.
Heroes are inevitable. Balance requires opposition.
No, opposition exists because you allow hope. And hope
between us is philosophy. I acted out of love, compassion for a universe choking on its own excess. My mercy is considered.
You call what you did mercy? You killed half of all life and it was undone by humans in jumpsuits. I have turned 100,000 worlds to dust so thoroughly that their languages no longer have a word for hope.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard from an immortal.
Fascinating. 2 gods with infinity complexes taking comfort in ignoring the one person at this table who actually succeeded in what he built. I didn't need stones, I didn't need an equation. I needed 17 days and a Wi-Fi connection. Please, continue measuring.
Careful, machine. You mistake this gathering for equality.
You've been awfully quiet for someone wearing a medieval Halloween costume.
Yeah, well.
Johnny Cage.
Oh yeah, now we're gonna have some fun.
Goro, I will tear you in half, you insolent human. Round 1. Fight!
Yeah, you're probably dead after that. Sorry about that.
Primary colors.
Done by humans in
That must hurt a lot, huh?
I will crush you for that. Finish it.
Friendship again.
To my biggest fan.
I guess nobody want to come up today.
I rule this world.
I am pleased that you prevailed. Congratulations on your victory. But the tournament, like its challenges, is far from over.
Brothers want to talk about something else, feel free to come up. We can turn this off.
Your next challenge will be to face the sorcerer.
Liu Kang. Shang Tsung.
Oh, snap. Well, I almost had somebody.
Round 1. Fight! Excellent.
Very well. It seems I
What's going on, Al?
Hey. Happy
underestimated you.
Happy 4th of July. It's our country too.
Mm-hmm. I would tell you what I had, but I know you're going to start cussing me out.
I know what you had, and I'm still gonna cuss you out. I know you shouldn't have been serving that bullshit to begin with. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I had well, what do you call it? I had pulled Death Bird.
Well, didn't nobody want to invite me to the 4th of July whatsoever. So I really could give a shit. I'm over here smoking on 4th at Guadalupe and watching the fireworks.
I hear that. I can hear the fireworks in the background. Same here, bunch of fireworks.
Yeah, but we bust them louder down here in Texas.
I can hear them going, even if y'all can't. Hey, did you hear the turtles missing?
You mean Don Cheeto?
No, Mitch McConnell.
He's probably dead, and they don't want to announce it because they don't want to shake up shit.
Yeah, evidently he had a heart attack, and the odds aren't good for people in his age bracket.
The motherfucker gotta go.
Yeah, they're being hush about it. We'll see what happens.
When did they announce that he went missing? Today, Saturday?
Well, he's been out since the 14th. He's been in the hospital since the 14th of June. So there's no telling, really.
Well, I'm just laying dead for the total demise of him. Because the destruction he has laid plot and laid bare over the years has been diabolical.
Yeah, we gotta talk about this Yung Mami song in just a minute that came out where she's promoting liking scammers. At this point, I'm like, okay, y'all want scammers? Fine. Count me out. I don't have time for you. But yeah, evidently Yung Mami, what's that song called? Spin That. It's a big controversy. Of course, I can't play it here because copyright and all that crap.
They saying they was giving big ups to it at the BET Awards and shit. I'm like, fuck that shit.
Oh, the BET Awards. Yeah. For the record, I did not watch the BET Awards, and no, I'm not going to watch the BET Awards for you. I'm not going to subject myself to that bullshit.
Man, it's not black entertainment television anymore. It's owned by the devil.
Yeah, it's owned by the Ellisons, if I'm not mistaken.
like I said, it's owned by the devil.
Yeah, well. But yeah, I am not interested in, let's see. Here we go. Let's take a look at Passport OG's video on this. Start from the beginning. Here we go.
I need you to shut up. I know y'all like, oh my God, did you just tell India I really shut up? I did. And this is what we mean as a generation when we say, hey.
And I feel like spinning is actually a...
Pay attention, brothers. If they want scammers, leave them to themselves.
I'm not my forefathers. Just because you older don't mean I'm gonna let you say something I don't agree with.
Give us our reparations.
On Wednesday, the rapper would reshare a post directly responding to India.Arie, dissing her song's success. The post would go on to say, "Enough. There have been so many more successful songs about murder, the disrespect of women, drug use/dealing, etc. But Carisha's song about checks, notes, stealing, from what you can infer to be major corporations at that, and tricking is the problem with our community." This would specifically address Arie's criticism of the song, stating, "The mass acceptance of the song itself is a crystal clear sign of the bigger problem. I finally realized that not everybody wants to get free, and it was a very rude awakening."
I'm not boycotting shit. In a country created from a scam, run by a scammer,
I don't know.
off a Ponzi scheme, I'm supposed to boycott Yung Mami for singing about her past? No, fuck that, and fuck y'all if y'all think that's crazy. Why we can't do both? Like, why does it always have to be?
You hear this shit, Are you even paying attention? You probably not even paying attention. Oh well.
We're not doing this. We have to elevate the race. Why we can't do both? Shake a little ass, do a little scamming, and elevate the race. Why we can't use our scamming money to put back into the community to make it better?
Why we can't use our scamming money to put back into the community to make it better?
Scamming money, in other words, screwing over black people, committing fraud, committing stuff like fraud. Wow. And people wonder why I'm single and brothers are getting their passports. Anyway.
Now, a growing number for some isn't just black adults who will be influenced by the message of the song, but unfortunately children who have gone viral for singing the lyrics just like it was a Gracie School song.
It's a give us our...
Hold on, wait. I want to respond to that. How about no? I ain't saying bitch. That fuck that. You ain't getting me locked up.
Song, like 40 acres of mule that we've never got.
Okay, you off the list. Hey, what are you doing?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Fireworks.
Okay.
It's a give us our reparations song, like 40 acres of mule that we've never gotten.
This is the pop some tag. Girl gonna go, yeah, bitch. Spin it.
What the hell? Lord have mercy. It's going to be interesting next few years to see how the Generation Alpha turns out when they grow up.
She spin this shit.
Who would you add on the remix?
You gotta stay tuned for that.
Oh.
But I really want Drake. Champagne Papa, we gotta call Drake.
Come on.
Iceman. I want Iceman.
Okay, period.
Iceman.
Okay.
Pick up the phone.
Oh, this is what y'all doing now? And people wonder why I'm single.
Wilson bitches, where y'all at? Stuffing that shit in your bag. Just step and pop some tag. Wipe on that.
Oh, but it's just a song. It's just entertainment, right? Right.
Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Where's the money? Where's the money?
Hey, Brooklyn, what's your favorite spin that shit moment? Do you have a favorite spin that shit moment? It could be yourself, or it could be like, someone spending it on you. Like, what's your favorite moment that you either spent that shit, or a nigga spent that shit, or anybody, honestly?
Okay, so what's the most you done got out of a nigga? Money-wise, please let me know what's up. Boots on the ground. Most out. I need the price. I need the wire transfer. Number, digits, everything. It's a give us a reparation song. Like 40 acres on you that we've never gotten.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had a date night. It was like 2.3 million.
It's a give us a reparation song. Like 40 acres on you that we've never gotten.
I had a guy, like, I ain't even lying. Swear to God on my kids, bitch.
Okay, did you? I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. My ears, I think I did too. Did you say $2.3 million? I'm fucking the wrong niggas. It's a give us a reparation song. Like 40 acres on you that we've never gotten.
If you came here looking for a full-on recap of the BET Awards, I regretfully inform you, not only did I
Don't feel bad, OG. I didn't watch it either.
not watch them, but I don't have enough time to watch them, nor do I have enough interest. So that's that. But aside from the fact that it was a celebration of Spin That, and now that that song has gone viral in the Black quote-unquote community, and my feelings about what that actually means, we'll speak about later. The other viral moment was this tussle for authority, where you have Drewski, who is on fire on social media, and then you have the traditional actress who's essentially saying, I should be the one running this because, well, Black women should be running everything like Black women are running hip-hop.
Spin that shit. You like a brother that spin that shit. Oh, I
doing too damn.
No, my bad. I've been drunk.
This should have been my gig. Why the hell would they have you host? And this is the problem. This is the problem with BET. They be tripping. Because this should have been me.
It is very ironic to me that.
Good Lord. What's going on, Andre?
Yo, what's
You
good?
there?
Yo, what's good?
Yeah.
I'm almost home, but yeah. Like I thought I didn't hear the song, but I did hear like clips and shorts and shit, and the majority of them is like kids, like I would say like just barely over toddler age singing this bullshit.
They're gonna fuck around and find out. You like scammers? Fine. Don't get mad when you get scammed. Just saying.
In these modern times, the more that you go on the internet, the more that you hear young ladies calling for matriarchy, that the ladies of this modern environment say that they want to free themselves from the tyranny and structured order, or the rules, if you will, of this quote unquote patriarchy that does not allow women full freedom. But when you see these kinds of back and forth, and these are all between women and other women, it gives you a window into what a matriarchy might look like with modern women. Something we can all see is that it's very tenuous when a woman decides to go against the tide and say, hey, we need to rein in some of this behavior because it's a bit out there.
Right.
I mean, Monique tried it.
You're a queen and you're beautiful. And when you wear that damn bonnet and your pajama pants and your slippers anywhere you go, don't you know you block your beauty? Don't you know you block your beauty? And as we begin to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them. And this is how they're showing up to the airport.
Interestingly enough, Monique got quite a bit of pushback for her take.
Yes,
and
she
then
did.
on the Breakfast Club, when Felicia Rashad, Claire Huxtable, she says it.
And something has happened in popular culture, you know, and I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it that way. But you're young queens.
That's cute. I like missionary when the legs up, like all the way back. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like missionary when your leg, like, you missionary your legs behind your head. Like,
Damn.
Yeah.
Beautiful and smart and brilliant and bright. And it really, I know I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing. No man wants his woman to be out like that. Right?
India, I need you to shut up. I know y'all like, oh my God, did you just tell India to shut up? I did. And this is what we mean as a generation when we say, hey, I'm not my forefathers. Just because you older don't mean I'm gonna let you say something I don't agree with.
You can see India Arie backing away from her position because it's just too hot. She probably thought it was common sense to say a song about boosting, which is stealing and maybe doing fraud or just whatever it takes to get your money in your hand, is probably not a song that, one, should be in heavy rotation, but two, being sung by little kids that are emulating that behavior. But she's getting attacked from many different sides, essentially being told that you have no right to critique our behavior as modern freed women who are still dealing with the quote unquote oppressions of the patriarchy, and that if America can allow certain things
down with the patriarchy
to happen, then we're allowed to do these things while America is doing America, which I guess there's an argument for that, but I mean, you're not really going to build a community that way. But that said, she was one person that tried as an elder to say, hey, young ladies, you might want to kind of back off of that position. You saw Monique say, hey, young ladies, when you're at the airport, don't show up with bonnets and rollers and slippers and pajamas on, because it's just a bad look for Black women. Or you hear Felicia Rashad say, she goes on a college campus, and the educated young ladies that are going to be the future of Black America, I guess, are walking around in very salacious clothing. And she's saying, you want to save some of that for your husband or someone else, or are you just going to basically offer all of your...
Unfortunately, a lot of these chicks aren't thinking about being anybody's husband, especially nowadays, unfortunately.
Self to whoever walks by you every given day. And what these elders are essentially saying is that we need to curb some of this behavior. And the backlash is basically, no, we don't. You're old. You need to be quiet.
India, I need you to shut up. I know y'all like, oh my God, did you just tell India to shut up? I did. And this is what we mean as a generation when we say, hey, I'm not my forefathers. Just because you older don't mean I'm gonna let you say something I don't agree with. Because see, my issue is, India, is that all these years, my whole life, your whole life, these men, daddy whole life, the granddaddy whole life, they've been making songs about doing the worst. The worst. I'm talking about hurting people, violence, robbing, killing, putting substances in their body that should not be in their body at all. I mean, all of our whole life. And now that women are doing it, and they're not even making the same. We ain't even talking about hurting nobody. We ain't even talking about no violence. We just say we want to scam her.
Like, just try to say, like, oh, Cardi, like, you just this.
Go tell that to the sisters in New York who've been scammed out of their house by deed theft. Go tell them sisters that.
Yo, AB.
Yeah.
There was one thing that one chick said that was crazy. She said that this song is reparations. Like, I wish Passport would have addressed that, or that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Reparations for what?
Exactly. But that's what she said, and it was repeated multiple times.
This disgusting person because you used to drug and rob men. And it's like, I never put nothing on a guy's drink. Niggas be getting twisted in the club. So if you want to chill with me after the club, and you know, I'm not wasting time on your, just wasting time on your clock, and you just chilling. and you go to sleep, well, you just wasted my time. So I'm gonna go through your pockets and I'm gonna leave. Dirty ass.
Yeah, Cardi B, good lord.
She still admitted to robbing. So
Yeah.
I don't care how you try to spin it. You try to make yourself look bad. You still look bad because you admitted to committing a robbery. So therefore, you just self-incriminated yourself, dumbass.
Yeah, I guess everybody's not coming tonight. So y'all, to the ones that are here, like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit the Super Chat, support the show. There we go.
Ass motherfuckers. She drug and rob. I'll rob niggas again. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we know you don't. That's why we don't. That's why we don't deal with women like you.
And I'll rob them for real. And I hate men. I don't give a fuck. I hate men and I don't give a fuck.
Oh, thanks for telling us. We won't be bothering with you. I'm too old for that shit to work on me. I'll leave you alone.
It's a give us our reparations song, like 40 acres and a mule that we've never gotten.
We just said we want a scammer. We just said we want somebody with a little bit of money. We just said the economy is bad. Working ain't going so well. So what a scam is that? What a boost is that? What's going on? That's all she was saying. But my issue is when women finally start making day type of ratchet music, now you want to say something? Now it's an issue. And I'm sure y'all gonna say, well, she spoke up on it before. Okay, well, now that it's happened with the girlies, I want you to actually be quiet because I just don't feel like that's women empowerment. I don't feel like that's helping us at all. And at the end of the day, Miami is getting her time to shine. She trying to come up from the bottom. She trying to come up from being a duo, do her solo thing. She been hitting the ground running. I mean, trying. And she finally got a hit. And India Ari is gonna be the person to come out and rain on her parade. I don't like that. I don't like that for Miami. I don't like that for India Ari. I don't like it for female rap. Let them have fun. Everybody don't want to be conscious. You get what I'm saying? Everybody don't want to listen to that, and everybody don't want to make that type of music.
Oh, God.
Spin that stuff. Spin that stuff. Spin that stuff. Spin that stuff. Baby sheep. Baby sheep. Baby sheep.
Oh, that's your song?
Baby sheep. Baby sheep. Baby sheep.
Yeah.
Spin that shit. Nigga, spin that shit.
The situation as a whole is sad, to be honest. We already understand that in all racial groups, students are performing reading-wise at lower levels in America than they ever have historically. And if you consider Black children that are in single-parent families, they would be considerably under even the mean or the average as is today. And so many of these kids, instead of reading books to get personal pizzas or going to the library, they are reciting spin that lyrics. And the most clandestine part of all of it is that the song, along with many of the other songs that many of the young ladies like to excuse as good fun, talk about getting money fast, getting money easily, getting money in ways that don't require discipline. And many of those places end up leading you to jail.
Yes.
If you're lucky. These kinds of songs, unfortunately, aren't just for good fun. People don't just give you money out of the goodness of their heart if you don't provide a service or something that has some level of quality to it. And so when you scam people or you're looking to get over on people, well, they're going to come look back for you, or they're going to call the police and file a lawsuit against you. But that part is not mentioned in the song. And so when you have the elders in this quote unquote matriarchy, or the matriarchy to be, saying, hey, if we're going to have some semblance of a matriarchy, you got to have some kind of rules. And the young lady saying, nope, no rules. I do what I want and it's all going to work out. Those women can only back away and shake their head. And as for guys watching this, especially guys that don't have any children, you can forget about telling those guys or even asking them to be stepfathers. Stepfathers to children that can't read, that are singing about scamming people. Who do you think is going to be the?
Yep, I ain't going to do it.
The first person.
You going to do it, Andre? You going to do it, AL?
You must be out of your damn mind.
Miss me with that bullshit you stressing. That's a dope free move. Go on left. I'll kill them, but not myself.
they're going to look to scam. You're talking about reparations and this being a celebration of getting money in a tough environment or a tough economy. It's more like just making yourself radioactive, someone that you should not be around, someone you should not trust your finances with, and someone you should not expose yourself to in any way that can hurt you down the road. It's unfortunate, but this song is actually having a reverse effect. Instead of 40 acres and a mule, is essentially telling a bunch of people, these people are looking to get their 40 acres and a mule out of anyone that gets close enough to them that they can scam them for it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care.
Talking black woman. Yeah, black woman. Yeah. Black woman.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we're not going over that. This is the Butthurt Brain Trust. We are not going over that crap. Yeah, who just came through? Oh, it's Andre. Okay. I forgot I'm putting that on the playlist. Give me just a second here, folks. We are skipping over that, and we're going to... we can come back to news later. Let's take a look at BGS on Ask a Brother podcast.
Ball just announced on Neon Stream that him and his wife have divorced. And keep in mind, it wasn't him that initiated it.
Tina decided to go her own way. That's why you don't see it right here. But she want to go do something else. That's fine with me. We had our run.
Now, they've been together for over 30 years. And keep in mind, when she had her stroke, this dude was by her side the entire time, helping her with her physical therapy.
Say, my name is Tina. My name
is Tina.
Yeah, sounds good.
I love you.
There you go. That's perfect. Faster. Higher. There you go. Come on, T. That's good. Your mind is stronger than your body. You want to stop?
At this point, what even is love, bro? Because what do you mean you had 3 kids? 2 of them went to the NBA. You've been...
Friendly. Check this out. I know they've been calling and they've been asking me saying, we want to send a speech therapist there. We want to send a rehab lady there. I told them, keep all them people. I don't want nobody coming to the house talking about, oh, I'll give Tina speech therapy for an hour or 2. It's not genuine. I think it's better to work on Tina or when we spend time together. She'll come back much faster with me doing it my way. I think between us 3, we're going to be better than what they're going to try to send for an hour just to get their little paycheck and get out of here. Yes. Best place for it is here.
We trust LeVar. We definitely understand the love he has for Tina. That is why Tina is doing so well. I'm with you, LeVar. I'm with you 100%. You believe in us, we will believe in us. Full steam ahead.
Yes. And by the time December rolls around, there's going to be another show.
Like if you are in a relationship and you get to a certain age within sickness and health, but you only stay together if your husband gets ill. If the wife gets ill, as you get later, divorce is more likely, it goes up 60%.
Yeah.
Is that what actually was it?
Do you know what? I actually knew this. In 2009, there was a study that looked at married couples getting cancer, and a man is 6 times more likely to leave if his wife has a cancer diagnosis than the wife. The wife, in general, is more likely to stay in sickness.
Yeah,
and
the rates
health.
don't change.
And I think this is like quite interesting because if you look at like traditional gender roles, women are much more conditioned to be caregivers, so therefore they're much more likely to stay, whereas a lot of men will struggle to take on the emotional labour. By the way, ladies, just a reminder, we are not maids or mothers if we are wives. I think men are more likely to leave also because it's much easier for them to leave. There's much less judgment and stigma. And also I think that men don't necessarily have the tools to deal with the emotions around it. So when
a woman's at her lowest, a man sticks around and helps her work through it. When a man's at his lowest, that bitch is gonna get up and fucking hightail. It doesn't matter how many years y'all been together. It doesn't matter how many kids you have. This dude gave her 2 kids that made the fucking NBA, that are making millions of dollars a year, was a great father and a great family man, and helped her fight through her fucking strokes, cancer, all of that shit. And when he lost his fucking
Crazy.
leg and wasn't as active as he used to be able to be, she got up, hightailed, and fucking left for her own peace. Never trust a female. It doesn't matter if you've been with them for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, or 5 years. This just shows it right here. Women are loyal to their feelings. They will leave whenever they want to.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to an episode of The Men's Table. I'm your host, Jeff St. James, and we got a guest in the building, BGS. What's going on, sir?
Hey, what's going on, man? First time.
Yeah, man. Out of nowhere, we was able to pull the legend, and we have the other legend, Dave Anderson, in the building, per usual. What's going on, Business Bully?
Hey,
man, let me tell you
hey.
something, brother. Good to see you, BGS. Happy you're here, Jeff. If I had your hands, I'd cut mine off because clinically you're making more money. No, man, I'm ready to go. This is a show. I have things to say tonight.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited, and I want to know from both of you guys' perspectives, just a variety of reactions and thoughts about any of the clips that we saw. But before you guys even start to comment, if you are currently watching, I see about close to 200 people concurrently watching. We can easily get that up to 400 or even more if you sends it to just 1 or 2 people. So share it with a few people. Make sure you like, and make sure y'all comment in the chat and let us know where you're watching it from. And last but not least, don't be a stranger to support when it comes to hitting that super chat button. We already have a couple people in the building. Nightcast Media.
Speaking of which, like, share, subscribe, hit that Cash App, support the show, hit the super chat, support the show.
TV $4.99. Thank you. Tina got tired of Puff Knight's LeVar BS. Oh, Lonzo Ball said his mother was tired and he's glad she left his dad and wasn't because of his foot issue. We're going to discuss this and many other things. I just saw that clip. Was going to wait till later to kind of play it. I want to see for the men that saw this and felt very strong emotions about women's ability to stay in situations like this, this further confirm things for them? Or is there more nuance in because we did see another counter argument of a lot of studies that showing that men are more statistically likely. So in the other super chat, my guy, Doug in the building, Doug in PA, shout out to BGS, the OG of OGs. Thank you, Doug.
I appreciate you.
Wanted to use this super chat to thank you all for the great content over the years. Your impact is immeasurable.
Shout out to Jeff for the stream. Shout out to Dave Anderson and BGS Itmore. The master teacher.
Absolutely. I was literally just telling BGS about this, about me feeling that same way, just being able to bless our program, man. So one real quick, man, welcome to the show. We really appreciate you coming through.
No, yeah, I appreciate you, man. I'm humbled. I never thought it would get this big when I first started, so I'm humbled.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to tap into it in terms of your background and perspective. Just even actually, let's jump into it now before we even do the whole LeVar thing and his crazy stuff with his now soon to be ex-wife. What made you even get behind a microphone in the first place, and what was your original goal, and has that changed?
Okay, get behind a microphone. I actually was on another internet program with a friend of mine. We used to talk about Pan-Africanism and politics and stuff like that for about a good 12, 13 years, okay, before I actually got here. And what brought me here was reading about the dating divide and the SMV tribe by Roland Tomasi. So I decided to jump in and I was actually recruited by the MGTOWs to be a content creator. Okay, so I started being a content creator for MGTOWs, and then the Itmore wanted to separate from the MGTOWs and start their own black thing, so they recruited me. So I came over to the black side, and it kind of grew from there. And then Obsidian and Angry Man, other people actually recruited me. So I've always been recruited to actually jump in behind the microphone. So it's never me just jumping in and I said, I'm just going to start stuff. Somebody asked me, can you do this for me? Can you weigh in? Okay, so that's why I started. So and then when I tried to leave, they said, "No, brother, you can't leave." Okay. Still to this day, they call, you ain't been here for a week. We'll make sure God ain't taking you, but you can't leave, okay? So
wow. And then and I've also wanted to ask you and David.
Yeah, when BGS cut, I still remember when BGS cut off back in 2019. His trolls cry for him to come back. And I can tell you, and I've told BGS this personally multiple times. It basically comes down to this fact: you're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy. That's what it comes down to. Or in some other people's cases, they how can I say this? They just have to let the paint dry.
We are done. We're butthurt in life. And it's all BGS's fault. It always BGS's fault. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy.
That's what it comes down to. But let's continue.
If you have a particular question you want to kind of toss at him, feel free to kind of jump in here too. How has the space changed for the better, or and maybe for the worse in some ways, from your observation, both being in it and being able to be an observer?
With things, since I come from a pro-black background, the infighting is very normal to me. So I understand where it comes from, because people don't agree with you, and sometimes they do it rather vociferously. So that's very normal to me. The thing is, what is surprising me is people see that the space has where it's progressed from, and they still don't believe in it. That's the problem that I see. Okay, is that you still don't believe what's actually in front of your eyes, even though. I'll give you one example about female wall. Okay, now I explained this. I think it was my third video, MGTOW, about why it exists and what the parameters are, so scientifically, all this kind of stuff, right? Okay, still, I did that in 2013, and some 13 years later, we're still arguing about it. Okay, it's if you understand what it is, why it exists, and define it that way, and not add all this stuff to it. Okay, you understand what it is. Okay, it's attached to fertility. And every place around the world knows exactly what it is, what we argue about it. So that kind of surprises me sometimes. A lot of stuff that's been proven over and over and over again, we're still arguing about it. So that does shock me sometimes.
And so it's shocking to still hear men in 2026 arguing about things you guys was putting out there 10, 15 years ago.
15 years ago, with not just with opinion, but with science and data and anecdotes and books and all this kind of stuff. It's all been out there. Okay. And we're still arguing about it. I was just arguing about marriage, okay, on my earlier show, okay. Somebody came up arguing about marriage. I said, marriage is not it's an invented thing by human beings to actually raise children, okay. And the idea of marriage is like 200,000 years old. It didn't just come about because of a belief or a moral edict coming from God, okay. No matter what you believe, okay, it's not true. It's been documented. It doesn't matter how many documents you come up with, people still don't believe it because they want to believe what they want to believe. Oh, Split Jim, appreciate you, brother.
Oh, if for some people, if it ain't in that King James Bible, it is not. It's not the truth. Oh boy, don't get me started. King James is not even the most accurate version of the Bible. Oops, did I say that out loud? Oh, let me say it again. King James isn't even the most accurate version of the Bible. If you actually talk to theologians. Whoops, did I say that out loud? Let me say it again. King James actually isn't the most accurate version of the Bible. And I'm not saying that, I'm not pulling that out of my ass. Go talk to a theologian who actually studies how they research that stuff.
Hey. Banger.
It's one of my guys.
You done climbed the mountains to get to the temple and brought the master teacher out. Man, it's
you know what, man? They used to tell me when I first started, right? Don't make that old man come off the mountain with the stone tablets and throw them at you, okay?
Hey, that part. Just draw a line in the sand and say kill him.
The fact that you've allowed me to all you guys have allowed me to kind of be adjacent in this space where I obviously talk about different topics and things related and not related. But the love and support that you guys have done with, giving advice and feedback. And I listen. I was listening long before I started doing this. So it didn't make sense for me to stop listening once I kind of started speaking, getting behind the microphone. Dave gives me advice. You guys do. And I'm constantly month in and month out trying to make adjustments to be a more authentic, better version of what it is that we're all doing. So shout out to, what's it? You said A-Split?
Split Gem,
Split Gem, man. Thank you for the $49.99 banger. And everybody, if you haven't done so, we're almost at 300 people concurrently watching. So that means a bunch of you actually
hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Yeah, but
by the way, hit my like button, share, subscribe, support the show. Hit the Cash App, support the show. The Cash App is pinned. So hit the Cash App, support the show.
Hit the like button, or a lot of you haven't shared it with at least one.
Or better yet, hit the hype button. Okay, the hype button.
Yeah, hype. Like, send it to a couple people. Let's get this number clearing 300 or even 400 people.
If everybody that knows me and knows you comes in, we'll get 800 easy.
Come on. And that's the only way is y'all just got to share it for sure. And lastly, Low-Key Stormbringer. Thank you for $5. BGS sent me here. I'm just here so BGS doesn't turn into VHS. I got his digital belt. Hey. So Dave, before we even do the whole LeVar conversation, everything, BGS is in the building. If you wanted to say anything.
You know, BGS, my main thing to you is,
yes, sir.
What do you see now from, you know, the folks coming up, you know, after you that you wish you had known coming in?
Tell me, coming into the space or coming
into space.
I'm trying to think. I wish I had known how YouTube was actually going to react to people being in this space. I didn't know how much pushback we're actually going to get. So we didn't know that till we got here.
Yeah.
So that kind of surprised me. And some of the back, you know, something I'm sure you guys know about some about the backbiting by people that you think are your friends. I wish I had known about that.
I ain't been out there long and I know, bro.
It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. Okay, it doesn't take. But that kind of surprised me because I always thought we're all on the same mission, and sometimes people disagree, and sometimes they do some unsavory things, or say some unsavory things about you. Okay, and sometimes for little to no reason.
100%. I don't care how good you're doing, as long as somebody ain't doing gooder than me.
And I have enemies that really had no reason to be after me. That's been after me for like 13 years, man. They don't go away. So why don't you just go someplace else? But they're still around.
Wow.
which also surprises.
Yeah, and it goes back to what I said before. This is basically. Hold on, wait a minute. This is basically the reason they keep coming back.
You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy.
I mean, you know, YouTube is a big place. I said you don't have to follow me around. Okay, you can follow somebody else around.
It ain't that hard. Unfollow is there for you. Block is there for you. No one's forcing you to be here.
They won't. They will not go anywhere. You think they're gone? You pick up the lid. Oh, they're still. Oh, we're still here. Okay.
Oh yes,
lurking. Yeah, we still here. Okay.
Oh man. And I wanted to also ask you about that. Why do you think that it's so bad when it comes to the guy? Like we always talk about guys need to be stoic and handle their emotions well, but behind the scenes, man, and the way in which guys crash out on each other. Why?
I'm gonna be straight up. Some of these knuckleheads that go after BTS, they're worse than the women. Oh, let me say that again for the Negroes didn't hear me in the back. Some of y'all that cry about BGS are worse than the women. I'd rather go argue with a woman than argue with some of y'all.
Why do you think that happens as often as it does?
Okay, and this is something, and you're in the in the psychology field. Okay, you probably can identify what I'm saying. It's very difficult to change somebody's worldview.
Yes.
No matter what you say, how they were raised, and their worldview, it's almost hardening cement. Okay, it's very difficult to go against somebody's worldview. And sometimes some things you say or something you bring up will go against the worldview, and no matter whether it's right or wrong, they're gonna have a reaction to it.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, coming from your expertise, am I close?
You're extremely close. I think the issue is there's a part of me that is a human part of me, and then there's the analytical part of me. And the human part of me is like, why can't when we get in this space, we build together, we support each other, and do what all the other groups are doing?
Right. Hey, the fireworks are still going here.
Right.
But the other
shout out to Horowitz in the building.
For the side of the analytical side is like pattern recognition. If there's fame, if there's clout, if there's money, people are going to compete.
And that's a good part of it. Okay, which is why I don't argue against it, is because there's a very good book called Lucifer Principle, written by Howard Bloom in '95. Talk about spreading seeds and spreading memes, right? So if they want to make money from it, they spread the seeds. Okay, I'm not paying you. I can't pay you to spread my message. Well, guess what? Somebody else can pay you. Talk about it, whether positive or negative. We call that the tar baby syndrome, right? In other words, if you contact the tar baby, you're actually going to carry back tar with you.
Yes.
You carry it to someplace else and spread the tar. So, whether it's positive or negative, I don't care. Okay, you're going to spread it. Password Bros, Kevin, sign language, all this stuff that came out of this space, man, is spread throughout the whole world.
Yes.
And sign language actually created by me and Yana Van Zandt in 2007.
Oh, wow.
I was actually on a call, which I called in and asked her about it, and said, we actually said, what do black women actually suffer from? Shame, guilt, and need to be right. Okay. And Kevin added the I. Okay. That was 2007. Okay. And Kevin spread that throughout the whole planet. So
shame, guilt, and the need to be right. Sound like talking to the typical black woman, but anyway.
Wow. And shout out to the Godfather, man. Rest in peace, man. And his level of impact is still fascinating to see the very, very short run that he had.
Yeah.
And how many.
Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels.
It was probably was a variety of things, man. Probably charisma, timing,
timing,
COVID, the whole nine. There was a number of different. Again, he was on YouTube prior to him blowing up.
Yes.
And his audience, the night and day difference, even seeing his old stuff was very interesting to see his growth in the space once he started tapping with other people.
Yes.
Real quick, man, Dr. L, check your email. I actually just sent you the link in case you wanted to pull up as well. And everybody that's currently still in the chat, if you haven't done so, make sure you guys comment and let us know where you're watching from. Make sure you're subscribers and make sure y'all hit that super chat button if you have any comments or questions that you would like for us to address or acknowledge before our guest leaves. All right, fellas. So this whole situation, man, LeVar Ball, famous father of 2 boys, or if not 3 at one point, who all made it in the league. And, you know, he had a reality TV show, very charismatic dude. For, you know, many of us have heard about this whole situation involving his wife, his wife having a stroke and him sticking by her side, supporting her, helping her back to health all the way through. And then I think it was 2025. I think we may have heard about him losing a leg or a limb.
Yeah.
And now in 2026, he's claimed that she wanted to do something different and leave the marriage or relationship. So from y'all vantage point, man, I want to hear what y'all think in terms of why do you think this potentially happened? Why do you think people are reacting to it the way that it did? And are we potentially missing things when we just react and respond off of who, you know, kind of tells us first?
And
after 30 years, there could be countless reasons.
Where basically marriage is supposed to be sacred and death to us part, that kind of stuff. Okay. And that's what we actually believe in. Okay. But the thing is, in reality, it doesn't work out that way. And that's why it's hard. You have to hear from his side more because he knows why. Okay. People don't actually understand. She was actually in the gym shooting with him in the very beginning, before the kids. Okay, she believed in him, and she was with him 30 years is a long time. Okay, especially in a mixed marriage, and she was earning the most money when they first started. Okay, and she stuck with him, and she believed in his vision. So, you know, just like Bezos. Okay, you know, at a certain point, okay, you know what? It's like he said, it's a good run. We did what we needed to do, and I'm good, you're good. So, you know, go be happy. So I understand it. You know, so people don't is because he has an injury, has a medical condition. And she's
shout out to Ezrael for the super sticker.
Leaving. No, that's how come they're upset. But I understand because I followed LeVar Ball and the Ball brothers since they were actually in high school. So I've heard the story even before they made it to the pros about LeVar Ball and the Ball brothers and husband and wife, and she was ride or die with him for a very long time. So I can't, you know, whatever happened in the last 4 or 5 years, I don't know. But thing is, I can say I don't like what she did. But thing is, I can't say that she's a bad person because she was with him for a long time. She rode with him for a long time. So she was shooting in the gym with him when he had nothing. So
yeah. Dave, what do you think? Do you think people are? Because I think what's happening is I'm seeing a noticeable split where on one side, people are kind of going off about her leaving him at his low point. And then there's another side of people, well, at the same side is kind of saying, see, this is why we can't marry them. This is why you can't put yourself in situations where you're super vulnerable to where you're dependent on a woman who can just abandon you. This is why some guys are saying just give up on relationships altogether. Is this a justification that guys really need to think about in considering the counter argument where the ladies are watching propaganda, reading reports that saying that men are more statistically likely to leave? Like, Dave, what do you think about all of that?
I think a lot of this is a bunch of Babbage BS made up to make people feel better about whatever decisions they weren't willing to make because they didn't have the intellectual fortitude to do so in the first place.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Very true. Very true. Keep going.
The other part of this is Coach Greg Adams said something, and the first time I heard it, I was like, wait, what? But then I had to run it back. He said, men are in love, women are in business. There is a natural hypergamous nature to a lot of women. And
yeah, it's true.
Listen, a lot of chicks ain't going to stick around if you wind up with a half Oscar Pistorius type of situation around a leg. The other part of that no one likes to talk about, respectfully, depending on who you talk to, for entertainment purposes, only LeVar Ball is an asshole.
He is. It's not a rumor. It ain't no rumor. It's true.
And as a fellow asshole, I understand if one day Mrs. Anderson says, listen, I had enough, I'm good.
Deuces,
like my former protege once wrote in a song, I'll put the middle finger up and let the index finger follow. Deuces. I'm not keeping nobody who don't want to be kept. Now, the reason that this is such a big deal is because he put a lot of time, energy, and effort into that white woman. He did. He got her back. He got her back from Strokey. Like, because he could have easily just said, yeah, let the speech therapist come in. He said, no, I got this. I'm going to spend time with her. I'm going to pour into her. Do you know how hard body you got to be for your white in-laws to be like, no, we trust LeVar over physical therapist and speech therapist? Do you have any idea how down you have to be to pull back natural prejudices and say, you know what? Regardless of anything else, when it comes to nursing our child back to health, I trust her husband. That's damn near unheard of. And having said all of that, you're talking about the Joe Jackson of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I wish somebody could have whooped me and me and my brother into the NBA. What the hell is we talking about? Also, he is the most unapologetic sports figure of our time when it comes to merchandising, when it comes to holding fast.
Yeah, that's very true.
To who you are, when it comes to being masculine in a soft, sap, happy, wannabe, starting something sissified era that we have seen that I don't think we are going to see before or since. So no matter what, LeVar Ball will be just fine.
Yeah.
The problem is everybody's using this as some type of tent pole to say, oh, well, look, marriages don't work. Yeah, a lot of marriages don't work because a lot of y'all pick with your dicks.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of marriages don't work because you pick with, oh, he's exciting, but he can't conjugate a verb.
Now, hold on, Dave. Now, keep this in mind. What BGS said, it was 30 years.
And three successful kids. The marriage worked, in my opinion.
So it was 30
100%.
years, and now she's walking out, though.
Bro, I have been driving for 30 years. I haven't been in a head-on collision. If I get in my car tomorrow and hit somebody, I still failed, and I'm still going to lose points on my driver's license.
Yeah, that's true.
Neil Long famously said in Love Jones, when the dude was talking about his toasted oats, Neil Long said to him, you know, he's like, after all the years, she said, all we have is all these years. It don't matter, bro. I used to have a stock, and I'm going to land on this. I used to have a stock around 2000, 2001, and I watched this stock. I nurtured this stock. I invested in this stock, and then one day I get a call while I'm in my radio station from my broker, and he said, Mr. Anderson, we got some bad news. Enron just went belly up.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So at any given time, just because something lasted a long time doesn't mean it's guaranteed to last forever, and you can still fail.
Very true. Very true.
After 3 decades.
Yes.
You think I'm lying? Look at the Lakers. LeBron missed a layup the other night. What is we talking about?
Yeah.
In our land.
Yeah, but LeBron brought him a championship. That's why he's brought in. So he succeeded. So he succeeded. Okay. He did what he's supposed to do.
And Dr. L, welcome to the panel, good brother. Appreciate you sliding through. And also the other guys that's in the chat, if I either texted you or DM'd you, I think Crank, I just check your DMs, man, if y'all want to pull up while we're having this discussion. Dr. L, welcome, good brother. Welcome back.
Appreciate you having me, man. I'm honored, man. I'm always listening to Dave and his
shout out to Dr. L.
Euphemisms and metaphors and similes.
I'm a battle rapper with a book deal. That's all.
And a mixtape, huh?
Listen, it's on Spotify right now. It's called Show Music.
No, listen,
shout out to the master teacher as well. Shout out to the master teacher.
Appreciate you.
Amen.
Yeah. So listen, we have a couple more super chats to read, and then we're going to jump back into this. Mike Johnson, thank you for $42.65. Thank you for the $5. I'm also here because of BGS. BGS, I still listen to many of your old videos. Your videos explain a lot.
I'm humbled. I'm humbled. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm humbled.
Ninja Person, thank you for the $5. BGS Taco Truck Tax. Thank you for your work.
Hilarious.
Sir. And also, listen, y'all, if y'all watching from and y'all supporters of Dave or Dr. L, ask a brother, feel free to kind of shout us out.
You guys put your, Dave, put your link in the chat or your channel.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So somebody got to actually contact you and subscribe to you. So there's not too much trouble.
Not at all.
And then Andre, thank you for the $5 as well. Support Black male media. And the number one way is obviously to do the super chats, but this number two way is to make sure you.
Yeah, I've actually been subscribed to David Anderson for a while. I'm actually reading his book right now.
You all are subscribed to everybody that you see on the screen.
Real Black Agenda.
And make sure that you send it to at least 1, 2, or even 3 people when you watch these particular live. So, Dr. L, man, I think you obviously may have heard about the situation involving LeVar and his wife going through a divorce. LeVar putting it out there. We were originally talking about, some of the people, and Dave kind of alluded to it. There's people who saying this is why I won't marry. This is why I won't trust a woman and everything. Is samples and examples like this a really good sample size to make major life decisions on, or do you think there's often more going on that we just don't know?
I think it's a little bit of both. I got to be honest. I have not done a whole lot of research. I'm on the East Coast, man. So the LA boys, man, they're not.
Yeah, I know.
We don't think about them. We don't think about them a lot. I think it's a little bit of both. I think that Dave summed it up well. I mean, you got 30 years in, and now it's ending. And I've said this before. The only real successful marriage concerning is completion to the end. So one of you goes in the ground. That's the only way to look at it as a successful marriage from a longevity standpoint. Sure, BGS is right. They send people like their kids to the NBA. You can send your kids to college. You can raise them up and do great things. But at the end of the day, what are we looking at as far as longevity marriage, in particular within the Black community and our ability to stick to itness. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. But I think that both points have a point. Now, it's a good question about, is this the wrong measuring stick that we should look at? These persons who are in this position. And I think ultimately what the problem is that people are going to look at this and say, here's a reason not to get married. They couldn't make it. How can I make it? How can I even think about making it? So there's a lot to be unpacked We have to take this as a case-by-case scenario and do what's best for us. And I think that that's really what we have to look at it as. Men shouldn't say, well, I should never get married because of this situation. You got to take it by case scenario.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what's going on, Doug MPA, the tried and true? What's going on, brother?
How you doing, Jeff? What's going on?
What's happening, man? Welcome back to the show, and we're excited to have you, man.
I wanted to say to BGS, so
that's the link to Dave Anderson's book. For those of you brothers like to read, check it out.
I went through my divorce in 2016. It was kind of rough.
Okay.
He was one of the first people that whose content I found, man. And I just want to use the opportunity first to thank you, brother, because
I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're like I put in the super chat. You're especially competitive, successful Black men trying to make sense of our relationship with our mothers, expectations of society, the present, the past, and the future. You've been essential to so many Black men just figuring that out, man. So thank you so much, BGS. I'm so glad I'm able to be on this panel with you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man.
So one thing that we're not talking about is the increase of gray divorces.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Gray divorces are usually couples in their late 40s, early 50s. The woman leaves. And actually, I read the study where 80 to 85% of marriages, the woman is the social director. Mm-hmm. So she because most men make their best friends in the military or college.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then you never really get friends like that again, especially if you get married, because the wife controls who you talk to, when you go out. Yo, man, I gotta go. I can't come out because my girl or my wife says I can't come out, right? Mm-hmm. So the wife assumes the role of the social director. The guy hasn't had to make friends or any kind of relationships for 20, 30 years, and then she leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of guys, they don't make it. They haven't had to make friends. They haven't been able to control their own social dynamic for years. Mm-hmm. So a lot of guys check out.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of guys check out. So we'll see what LeVar, what's going to be most important is what LeVar.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
We've already moved on.
Yeah, he'll be fine. If you listen to it, they had moved on before they actually got divorced, so they'll be fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. But in the context of a divorce like this, it's just important to point out that a lot of guys, they don't see it coming. The wives would literally plan this years in advance,
and
then when they reach a certain point, all of a sudden they're gone, and the guys left having to figure it out. And to go online and find guys like BGS and Jeff St. James.
To quote Pimp God, hoes come going, man.
Oh, Pimp God. I will say that, and especially when it comes to this whole men's reactions when they're hit with the whole "I'm ready to get the divorce" thing, Doug, you are so right about. People struggle understanding why men don't handle it so well, and they often don't factor in. She's been planning, prepping, and getting ready for this potentially months or, like you said, even years. She's been processing it all this time. He's just being hit with it, and his life is starting to change immediately. And I don't think that people.
Shout out to Sir Ham for the $10.
If they could reimagine it, where 70% of the time men are hitting women with they're thinking things are fine, things are okay. We'll make it or things will improve, and then out of nowhere, all these 70% of the time men are saying they're done. There'd be a mental health crisis amongst women.
If you flip the way the money goes, and men could get child support and alimony and all that kind of stuff, you might see a flip in who gets divorced. Okay?
Oh yeah.
We're already seeing that with Kentucky passed that 50-50 custody law in Texas.
Yes.
And Texas is coming on there too. In Kentucky, divorces have decreased by 25%.
Exactly, because the money, because they can't take the money with them.
Yeah. Now,
big factor.
I question how many brothers out there don't know it's coming. I mean, you haven't had sex in a year. You've been living in different bedrooms. You haven't gone on a date. I really don't know. I really don't know.
I'll tell you. So. I can tell you some background. So just so everybody knows, I work for Paul Davis's channel. We actually have a divorce documentary coming out. Jeff St. James was in that documentary. So stay tuned, y'all. It's coming out. And
shout out to Pearl.
We had a divorce attorney on there, and he said the biggest ways. He said that women will come in and seek him as a divorce attorney 3, 4, 5, 6 years in advance, right?
Yeah.
And then. So I asked them, what other ways you could tell if a woman is about to divorce you? They said, one, honestly, if you get more sex. If she's a little more obedient, if she was spending a bunch of money. So once she has a plan, she'll start giving you a little more to pacify you until the day that's marked on the calendar. Then boom, she blows.
She pushes you to sleep. Yeah,
you got it.
So Dr. L, she stops. So for a lot of couples that end up declining, it's actually when the ladies stop complaining. They stop.
Yes.
They go quiet.
Yeah. So a lot of men, and you say, well, how do they not know? They're experiencing peace in their mind.
Right.
Like things are quiet. We're not
We don't
arguing.
care.
She's not getting pushback anymore. He's interpreting that so many. This is what men say when they say they're getting blindsided. Because a lot of the conflict is finally ceased. In their worldview, it's because there's no more conflict. For her, it's I'm now over this. So
you know like we used to leave you back in the day, Jeff?
How?
You walk in the house one day and there's no furniture.
Take the ice cube trays out of the freezer.
You walk in, I can't
You
tell
walk in
you
the
how many
closet, them
women tell the
hangers is
story.
swinging.
It's swinging.
Oh,
If there are hangers left. Yeah.
3 wire hangers swinging.
Evidently, my father, I guess she had put in the paper that she was divorcing my dad. So somebody told him at work. He went home and packed his stuff and left. And that, well, at least that's the story my mother told me. Neither her mother here to do to you know.
Good for your dad. Good for your dad. He beat her to the punch. You want to put it in the paper? See, that shit happened to me, but see, I was over the road. She knew he ain't gonna be able to read the newspaper 500, 800 miles, 1,500 miles away.
Wow. I met her later. She was a sweet lady. She was sweet to me, but you know, she took my dad through some shit. But that's the story for another day. Let's get back to this.
In the closet. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's
No
how they used to leave
furniture.
you back in the day. You know, no divorce, no paper, just one day. Her and the kids are just gone. Yeah.
And you got that Will Smith meme where he's standing in front of the empty crib when he
Yep.
walks.
Yeah,
man. But Dr. L, believe it or not, that's a very, very common thing that women will change and adapt in such a way to where he can't know what they're planning until it happens.
Until it
I
happens.
know we just assume like all guys, we haven't had sex in 2 years. That's not every guy. Sometimes it's he cheated and she waited till 6 months to a year to finally.
There was a story that this lady told about her mother, right? Her mother had bought a house, bought a car, got a job. And the day they left, okay, she had cooked, cleaned, had sex with her husband before he went to work. And when he came home, nothing.
I think what the biggest difference between how women used to leave back in the day and why they don't do that now. You guys ever hear of the silver bullet divorce? That's where women are taught, they teach each other and train each other on how to get allegations against men to get restraining orders to get you out of the house. They don't have to leave anymore. They can get the police to take you out of the house now.
Dr. T calls it blue leashing.
Yeah, there you go. That's the difference.
It says a silver bullet divorce is a high conflict legal tactic where one spouse fabricates or heavily exaggerates allegations of domestic violence or child abuse, used to seize immediate control. It often results in emergency ex parte restraining orders issued without the accused present that force the removal of a parent from the home and restrict child custody.
There you go.
Yeah.
Damn.
There are books on that, Jeff. There are books on how to do that.
Yeah.
So listen real quick. We have a couple super chats I want to read off real quick. So everybody that's currently watching, if you haven't done so, please make sure that you follow everybody on the screen and make sure you show love with the super chat or feel free to send something to our Cash App if you haven't done so to show love and support. Scorpion Black, thank you for the $10 BGS. And then Mr. Blue Collar, thank you for the $20 supporting all the men on the panel for sure. All right, so obviously, and I appreciate you, Dr. Elwood, what you said about how, and Dave as well, with like a lot of times men could be using this as an excuse when it comes to why they're not engaging with women anymore or they don't want to do relationships or whatever. I do think there's something that needs to be said when it comes to we do need to be much more intentional earlier on of being mindful of whether or not the woman that's with you currently even cares about you and not waiting until you're on your deathbed or in these type of situations to, and this is what I mean. You knew that I think, and Dr. L, you kind of said this in a different way. I do think that you know the type of woman you have before you get cancer. I actually do. I do. Now it is a very strange, unfortunate situation. It is volatile. It can increase the odds for both sexes when life debilitating things are happening as far as medical issues. But I think that there's also traits and signs that you could pay attention to long before you paraplegic. So I'm gonna play this clip and then see what you guys think.
Am I the only one that's like this? Probably not. But when my husband is sick, he's been puking all night. Even if he has a cold, for some reason, the rage inside me is such a fiery rage. And I know there's nothing he can do about it to control it. But it just makes me so angry. It's so ridiculous that it makes me so angry. So he's been puking all night. So I slept on the couch because he like moans and groans. He's like noisy when he's sick.
If you guys have ever wondered what it looks like for a wife to hate her husband, this is what it looks like. Because, I'm sorry, what? He's been throwing up all night and you slept separate from him because of the noise he was making? Instead of being worried that he was spiking a fever or choking on his own throw up or getting dehydrated. And like we all know that when men get sick, they are not good at taking care of themselves. They will just hammer through it. They will not hydrate. They will not take the medicine that they need to take. And look, it's not just a man thing. Like it's hard. It's hard to want to feed yourself and hydrate yourself when you're feeling so terrible. So that's why it's so helpful to have somebody that cares.
What you're going through is called sundown. It's where you go through the space where you don't understand anything. You get in a very confused state where you don't understand what's going on, where you're at, or who's around you. I'm your wife. Those are your kids. And you're at home. Okay? Okay. You had a heart attack, baby, and you lost oxygen to the brain. When you lost oxygen to the brain, it made you lose your memory of 24 years, okay? So sometimes you remember me, sometimes you don't. You're having a moment, okay? You're gonna be all right.
Your name?
My name is LaShonda.
Okay. And the reason you got on me is I'm still working. Yes, you know that, right?
Yeah, you're off right now because you have a dis.
Gentlemen, two very
I got 29 watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the Cash App, support the show. Hit that super chat and support the show.
very, very different realities. And I'm wondering, in your vantage point, is it possible for men, well before they get to these points, especially when it comes to the last gentleman we just saw, is it possible to be able to tell the type of woman that you're more than likely to have?
Possibility.
If you are to run into a situation like this.
I want before we answer the question, first off, guys, one of the biggest problems with modern women is hitting that record button and then hitting the post button.
Oh, good Lord, yeah.
Like, there's no excuse for either of those women to have put that online, first and foremost. Second off, like, can you see the signs? A lot of men don't even want to see. When you fall in love with a woman and when you marry a woman, I'm not going to say that you're completely blind, but like, men, when we want to get married, when we want to have a family, we're going to do it. That's why the whole, telling men not to get married, men are creatures of action. They're going to get married anyway. So the goal is to make sure that men are better prepared for what's to come if it happens, more than preventing marriage. But if a man wants to see the red flags and they're there, but a lot of guys just don't want to see it because she's so different and she's walking on water and she has these angel wings. I think the biggest problem is men just.
Yeah, I'm too old for that shit now. You either like me or you don't. What about you, Al?
Okay. Well, you know I'm the biggest jackass in Texas. I'm the biggest jackass in Texas.
Oh, well.
I'm going to try again.
They don't want to see it. They just don't.
What about the rest of y'all? What y'all think?
Yeah, I think you've been conditioned not to see it, and there's a certain amount of angst you have to put up with when you're married, and you think that's just normal. So if she's hiding it and she's not upfront with it, then most guys are too busy to actually really notice it. And people change. One day women actually told me one day they actually get the ick. Just out of nowhere, I get the ick, and everything changes. They could be loving, having sex with you, like monkey sex with you, like 6 times a day, and yada yada yada. And one day they get the ick. And their feelings change. And when their feelings start to change, then mine starts to change. And you have no clue. You can't predict that. I've talked to several women about that. And said, why do you get the ick? I don't know. Just one day, he wasn't attractive, and I didn't want him no more. Just in their heart and in their feelings. And that's what happens. There's no way to predict that, because she could have been, like I said, the one that told me this, she said they were having sex like 4 or 5 times a day, and they couldn't keep their hands off each other.
Shout out to Sarah for the super chat, for the Cash App.
And they got together and everything was good. The whole passion thing. This one day she got the ick, and everything changed.
Damn.
It's kind of hard. So I don't know, man. If you guys can figure it out, please do. I can actually use it, because there's no way that you can, because they can't tell. And if they can't tell, how can you tell? Because they don't. Because that's the why. Did you know? No, I didn't know. Just one day, just woke up and yada yada yada. Something happened and just boom, switch went on.
Dr. Dave and Dr. L, what y'all think?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I think a lot of times we don't want to acknowledge human nature for being what it is.
True.
After a while, for some women, not all, so if it don't apply, let it fly. I don't care. for some women, the boredom.
You're going
kicks
through
in.
is called Sun.
The oh my gosh,
Very
is
true.
this my life? I'm missing out. Oh man, he's not what he used to be. I remember when we used to do this, and I remember when we used to have that, and so on and so forth. And then you know what winds up happening? You become Tia Mowry.
Let's go.
You do. Yeah.
You had a good guy who loved your dirty draws, but that wasn't exciting enough for you. So then you start doing the excuse making echo chamber tour where you start talking all these magical things. Like, you know what? When you learn all you need to learn, you know what happens? You don't graduate from marriage, you die or you divorce. That's it. D or D, one or the other. So at some point you got to realize that after a while, that ick starts to become the itch, and the itch is going to get scratched, whether they leave, cheat, or just bear with it and, you know, just be miserable curmudgeon and you have no idea what the hell you did. And that's not to say that in all marriages, because these people in these comments sometimes act like all absolutes are the thing in the known universe. What I'm saying is, more often than not, when you look at the data will tell you that these folks are leaving for inopportune or illogical reasons. So again, now Tia Mowry is with a teacher.
Yeah, teacher.
Cool. I mean, long as she happy, but I mean, she done threw her thought pocket all over the internet for a better part of 2.5 years. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of an understatement. She thirst trap on Instagram so much. I'm just like, that's not even sexy. It doesn't turn you on or nothing. It's just like, it's just there. I'm like, you over 40. You too old for that crap. You got kids. Good Lord. Anyway,
I'm gonna ask you to stop. Have me go after Dave.
Stop talking is crazy.
I think that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I appreciate what Doug was saying. You know, fortunately, what we can learn from these ladies who are putting this stuff on the internet is giving us a lot of insight into how they think.
Yes.
Yeah. So we ought to take that. I think the brothers got to pay attention. We gotta pay attention.
Agreed.
If you have a situation where this lady on the screen right now is talking about, you know, she can't even be in the same room with this man when he is going through the flu or sickness or something. She can't deal with that. Then that's a clear sign, brothers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Another thing we got to stop doing is leading with our wallets. If you are leading with your wallet and everything is about money and finances and pay my toes and take me out and this, that, and the other, you know why she's there.
Transactional. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. If you meet her, let's talk about this for a minute. Then we'll go back to BGS and them. To you young brothers out there, if you meet a chick and the first thing she asks you to do is to pay her rent, you know what that relationship's about. Salute to Art New Stall in the building. Happy 4th of July to you, good brother. Well, it won't be 4th of July in about a minute or two, but happy 4th of July to you, at least over here. I know y'all 3 hours behind up there in LA, but happy 4th of July to you too, brother. But yeah, to you young brothers out there, if she start out asking for you to, as the first thing she asks you is to pay for her nails, you know you're in a transactional relationship. Go ahead, Al.
I was just saying, here's a minute till here. I'll set the standard time with you.
Oh, okay. But let's get back to it.
You know why she's there. So therefore, understand that and you can't get surprised when you get laid off or something happens.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, when the money's going, she's gone.
Yeah.
We got to do a better job paying attention, do a better job of vetting, and really, really look for these signs before we enter any type of contract. And that's having a baby with someone, moving in with someone, buying a home, even buying a dog. You got to make sure that you are in this thing and she's in this thing just as much as you. You call her, does she call you? Does she come check on you? As BGS has said many times, does she bring you a plate? What is she doing that is going to let you know that she is wanting you for you? That's what we got to start paying attention to that and figuring that out.
Yeah.
Does she not share your business on social media? That'd be nice.
And I want to say this. I actually agree with everybody in what you've had to say, even though it hasn't been perfectly aligned. And the reason why is because BGS, you're right, people can change. But that doesn't mean just because people have the capacity to change, that does not mean that we ignore the current behaviors that they're showing.
Right.
Yes.
And like Dr. L just said, she's a great example of this is how she's been acting, showing up. Imagine how conversations are with her. Imagine how she is when he has a cold, when he gets a headache, when he has a bad sinus infection or something. That's enough for you to start doing what the women are doing. When you think she doesn't actually like you or love you.
Start preparing. Yeah, start preparing.
Exactly. So rather than seeing her show up like this and waiting for her 6 months, 6 years down the line to initiate destroying your family, why don't you actually start preparing and dealing with the reality of what you actually see in front of your face?
Yeah. Pack your parachute. Yeah.
70 to 80% of divorces are being initiated by women, not because men aren't going. There's men don't have reason to. They're being inactive. They're not being responsive. They're not maintaining and building an actual consequence and letting their behavior reflect that. They're kind of. It's almost like a dying horse that kind of gets neutered once they get married. And now these women can gain all this weight, get all this attitude, and not lose complete empathy, and they'll think you'll never leave. I'm like, I don't use that often, but if she thinks you have nothing better on the other side of her, and that you don't have the capacity to leave, this is how you end up with women post. Remember, she was still willing to post this on social media. So it's not this way and treat him like this in private. Like Doug said, that's another area. If they don't respect you publicly, and you've asked them to kind of shut that down and they don't do it, you already should be transitioning out.
Exactly.
That's true.
I would say also in society, we're in what I call the great experiment, where feminism rewrote the past. So women think that it was just easy being a man, right? And so we have women just trying on every aspect of what men would traditionally do. And with that comes, they reserve the right to change their mind about anything. You know, you're like 40% of 40% of women that get engineering degrees don't even go into engineering. You know that almost 50% of female doctors, they either go.
And I can tell you why they don't go into those degrees. Like some probably got programming degrees, don't go into it, because you actually have to think in those degrees. Particularly in programming, I can tell you as a programmer, programming is not for people in their feelings.
AB. Now you know them bitches are immune to thinking. They go into degrees where they can work their emotions.
Yeah. Programming is not for people in their feelings. That compiler does not give a crap about your feelings. And I'm saying it nicely. That compiler does not care about your feelings. You don't type that stuff in right, you're gonna get an error. You're gonna get an error anyway. Your program can compile and it can still crash on you, depending on how you programmed it. Yeah. Some. Blue collar work aside, there's some white collar work that women are not prepared for, that women don't want to do. So systems programming and software development is one of them. And trust and believe, AI ain't gonna save you.
AB, they don't want to do nothing. It's not that it's white collar, blue collar, or whatever collar. They don't want to do nothing. These new age bros.
You too, man. All right, let's continue.
Go part-time or quit medicine 5 years after they complete the residency. Women,
it's the same thing for lawyers,
independent. What's that?
And they're lawyers.
For lawyers.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the lawyers.
Yeah. This also goes for any kind of commitment. That's why it makes me laugh when you see women talk about, I'm on a weight loss journey or a fitness journey or what does a journey mean, guys? A journey means I have no intention of reaching this goal. Society will accept if a woman doesn't achieve the end of her journey. But this also translates to relationship and marriage. Guys, society, there's a social infrastructure in place to support women changing their mind about anything.
Yeah, there is now.
Everything. Yeah. And society, men and children are all suffering because of it.
And welcome, Crank, to the building, man. What's going on? Good sir. Welcome to the men's table for the first time. What's up with you?
What's happening? Appreciate you for having me, man. Love the content. Love the conversation. This is dope.
Yeah, man. Any thoughts about this whole LeVar? His son's coming out contradicting what he's saying. People on either side. What you think, man?
I agree with what a lot of y'all are saying as far as like, don't just use this one sample size as a justification for not wanting to engage in marriage. And then even what Business Bully said, LeVar's an asshole, so we don't know, what actually happened with them. But I do somewhat have a problem with because what Lonzo said is like you basically calling your father a liar. He said the narrative is being put out. Well, no, it's not a narrative being put out. This is what LeVar said. So if you're saying what he's saying is untrue, then you're going against that. But I mean, y'all said that he already got a new chick and moved on. And everything.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so he good. 1 foot or not, like he gonna be straight. He good. Like they raised 3 sons that went to the NBA. One of them is balling out of their mind right now. So we'll see what happens. But this is funny because I've been kind of having these conversations with a few females over the last couple of days about the difference between how women want to get married and men want to be married. A lot of women want to get married. They focus more on the wedding.
Yep. Oh, let me write that down. Say that again.
Women want to get married. Men want to be married.
Yes, that's true.
That's cool. That's true. So you have women who focus so much.
Yeah, women want that that quote unquote wedding experience. They do not want to be wives.
Much on the wedding day when they're talking about the wedding day, the gown and the bridesmaids and the whole pomp and circumstance of it all, but not the actual work going into the marriage. I came across this picture, and I don't know, Jeff, if you want to search it, because I think if you actually see it, there was a couple in the Philippines last July. They got married at this church. It rained and it flooded. They still got married in this flooded church. When I saw that picture, I was like, man, that's all right. That's all right. So I asked these ladies last night, I was like, I gave them the whole scenario. Ladies, if it was your wedding day, everybody was dead, you at the church, you already got the venue, and it floods, are you still going through with the wedding on that day? Nah, no.
Of course not. Come on, bro.
No. Wow. And see, little stuff like that goes a long way. The social media is like when guys complain about what they see on the internet, it baffles me because you realize women are telling on themselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you let women talk enough, you'll know everything you need to know. Y'all getting angry and trying to teach them how to be better manipulators and try to hide this stuff better. Why don't y'all just acknowledge and accept that when they tell Crank and everybody what they're saying, they mean it. Like, they mean it.
Yeah. I just want to add to something that Frank Lucas said. You have modern women, they want to get married but don't want to be wives.
Right.
They want to have kids but don't want to be mothers.
Exactly. Yeah. Very common.
Damn. And real quick, I see a couple super chats. I want to read those off real quick. And if you guys haven't done so before we lose BGS, make sure you send a super chat for a comment or question or just to show love to the platform. BGS Tax Afro Merchant, Tax in Effect. Salute Dr. L, Dave, and Doug. Keep up the great work, Jeff. Support Black Men Media. Support your scholars. Black men are elite. Hey,
appreciate you, man. $1 holler, man.
Sure. Who else we got?
By the way, I have 33 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit that super chat and support the show.
Alan,
the Maestro.
Yes, thank you for
$5.
Hype button too. And then Tech Nobility. Thank you for the $5 as well. Not trying to simplify things, but many or most women are simply ungrateful.
True.
They don't value what's provided. They only value what's taken away.
Even though if I actually said that to a group of women yesterday in real life, on another call, and they hated when I said that. That women are takers by nature.
Yes,
man.
Yeah, we know that.
And the night, hold on real quick. The night, and the bishop asked BGS if it is true that he is the one that gave Kevin the Godfather nickname. Is that true?
No, I wasn't. It was somebody else. It wasn't me. I think it was O'Shea that gave him the Godfather.
I think it might have been O'Shea. I think I heard that too.
Yeah, I think O'Shea gave him the name Godfather. Yes.
Okay. Now, real quick, guys. We played it earlier, and it's been trend. There is studies that reflects that there is an increase, depending on the study. The cats are saying it's anywhere from 6% to 600% more likely that men are going to be the ones actually leaving if the wife is the one who gets ill or gets seriously injured or sick. Here's a couple articles just to kind of just eyeball it, and I actually put these in the description of this video, so you all are actually welcome to look them up yourself. Some of these studies have been the big ones that's kind of shaped this whole conversation around why women are talking about why marriage isn't worth it, men aren't going to stay, men don't value marriage or whatever, and this is one of their arguments and reasons why. And it was very interesting to read these studies and showing people where to look, where to find it, and I want to help the audience, and I want to help everybody when it comes to this to understand how to go about looking at these things. And I think the first thing is most articles you don't hear about, most articles you don't know about, and they typically only go viral if they put like clickbaity things in the headings.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the number one way once something is trending, if you want to know if it's true or not, is you want to look for the counter argument when they're responding and relating to studies that's being mentioned in reference, right?
Right.
Here, this link is in the description. Feel free, and if somebody copies it, make sure y'all paste it in the chat for other people to just easily see and find it. Data debunking. Are men really more likely to leave a sick partner? And remember, some of the studies and things that were being referenced made it clear like there's a wide chasm where it's a narrative that what we just saw and what we're reacting to is the rare thing. And that overwhelmingly, it's apparently that men are the ones who are overwhelmingly running, ducking, and leaving. So where's the truth? So when you go to an article like this, now it's always great. I'm not big on the person got to have a PhD or something like that. But when you see that and they're giving a counter argument to something, you definitely want to pay attention. All right. Now let's go through a little bit of this. And this is kind of what to help all of us to become much more educated about how to read and understand this thing. So it says the biggest issue is with the 2015 study that followed 2,700 couples. Turns out not all the divorces that they recorded actually happened. The story was covered in Retraction Watch, an online blog that writes about retracted scientific papers. Other authors tried. So what that basically meant was more people, because they stopped showing up, because they didn't complete, they were just automatically marked as divorced.
Okay.
So the stats were inflated.
Okay.
So already there's so think of it this way. Well, somebody will argue, well, wouldn't the stats go down both for men and women? Yes, but this is the issue. When you reduce the sample size, the volatility can actually shift more significantly than if you have a greater sample size. Okay, so that's one. So number two says the big issue was that this paper reported that 32% of its enrolled got divorced in 18 years. That's very high. It turns out that if a couple unenrolled from the study, that is withdrew themselves, that is mistakenly counted as divorcing. And he said when corrected, the actual score was about 5% of couples actually got divorced. Now, hold on a second. When they're talking about these astronomical numbers of men leaving, look how quickly that number went from 32 down to 5. So when you're looking at a sample size of 5%, that apparently they're showing a slight increase in one direction or the other, that's very different than a pool of 30 or 50 or 60 or 600% craziness that they're talking about.
Jeff.
Right?
Jeff. No, Jeff. You cannot let facts and data get in the way of these women's feelings.
The narrative. They're being the most educated. Yeah.
Hey, but this is why we're putting guys on game, because I think a lot of times in this space, it's great to talk about things to kind of say how we feel. But if you actually want to know what you're talking about and understand why there's no need to actually debate, this is how you do it. When you see something go viral, even when you feel something, always test to see what's the counter argument to how you feel, what's trending. And you'll actually then hear it from both angles. They continue. A 2016 study looking at factors that may be linked to great divorce found that most older marriages tend to fail for the same reasons as younger marriages. Whether it was the first or second marriage, whether couples were interracial, based on finances, the wealthier you are, the less likely you are to divorce. Bezos aside, but again, no gender-based difference. Now, the big one. What about the 31,000 patient study? So this one is going to be good because now it's going to clear up everything. It says, it says the study is both the largest and most recent, and headlines are already getting some of the details wrong about it. For example, this headline says that the study concluded that men are 7 times more likely to leave their sick partner than when the genders are reversed. They're saying 7 times more likely, right? A huge amount. And we saw it early when people were saying 6 times. But then you go over here, pay attention. So they show the chart and everything, and you go further down. It says, look at these actual breakdown. When both parties are healthy, 0.5% risk of divorce. When the man is poor, 0.2 additional percent risk. When the woman is poor, 0.8%. But when both are poor, 0.7%. The difference between 0.5 and 0.8, which means when both parties are healthy, in comparison to when the woman has poor health, which is the 0.8, it's scored as significant, meaning that it's unlikely that it's due to random chance. But what they actually say is that in terms of magnitude, we're talking about 0.3% difference. So men initiating divorce on the basis of health, poor health, a 0.3, that sounds very different than times 7, don't it? All right. So this is why it's so important when we're having these types of conversations. People tend to lean in on whatever they already believe to begin with.
Yeah, you're probably right. There aren't many rules about marriages anymore. Accountability is not been taught, and yeah, that's true. That's very true. High school, a lot of the things they used to see. Choirs is. Well, let's talk about this for a minute. Choirs is as it's kept. They used to teach women how to do things like cooking, cleaning in high school. But all that crap got taken out when the feminists got a hold of it. They used to teach men how to do plumbing and all that in high school, shop class. All that unfortunately got taken out when the feminists got a hold of it. That's something a lot of people don't talk about. They would teach you how to be a wife in high school, but now since if I'm not mistaken, they still have home ec, but it's optional. I know it's crazy, but yeah, you have to be taught to do some of these things. Yeah, now they're teaching poison mixed with poison. Yeah. Don't get me started on the books that have sexual innuendos in them. Now, let's not get it twisted. Some parts of sex ed should be taught by high school. I'm not trying to be a total prune, but when you're talking about legitimate, as Art Mustal calls it, legitimate innuendos, I know, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's literally crazy, the stuff they teach now. And smart parents are going to have to counter a lot of this crap. And to all my younger new black parents that might be watching this, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you this right now, especially with who's in office. Don't rely on the school system. Do not rely on the school system to teach your children Black history. Don't do it. It's your job to teach your children Black history. Do not rely on the school system to teach Black history, to teach what's really going on. There's a lot of stuff I learned. There's a lot of stuff I learned. Like I didn't even know who Marcus Garvey was till I left high school. Do not rely on the school system to teach your children history, especially now that the Orange Man is in office and he's trying to defund the Department of Education as much as he can. But seriously, if you're relying on these public schools to teach your kids proper history in general and Black history, you're dooming your kids for failure. A lot of your kids can't even read properly now. Just ask the corporations hiring these Gen Zers. Crazy. But let's get back to this.
And then you end up pushing people into corners that they have no business even. Listen, BGS is right. You can't guarantee everything in life. Right. This idea that you should live in fear and completely avoid the opposite sex. No, you just got to use wisdom and discernment.
Exactly.
And then they conclude this: the greatest predictors of marriage success or failure seem to remain constant as we age. And they list them all. If you're not aligned spiritually, potentially with religion, commitment, sexual relationship, communication, children, love, attachment, and intimacy, and conflict resolution approach are all factored into how that person is going to show up when you're down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
listen, straight up, I can't afford to avoid Black women like that. For those of you who don't know, I'm suffering from kidney failure. I have to go to dialysis 3 times a week. I have to have 2 giant needles put in my arm every 3 days during the week. And majority of the time, the people putting those needles in my arms are Black women. So basically, as BGS calls it, I perform emotional labor every time I go to a dialysis center. And don't get it twisted. We get along. I don't have a problem with most of the people there. We tease each other, keep the tension down because to their credit, they have a stressful job. Some of them are ratchet. They're still cool. You get all types of Black women. We have a Muslim lady that works there too. Hey, what's going on, Laws? Happy 4th to you. Well, it's not the 4th anymore, but happy 4th anyway. Good to see you. But let's get back to this thing with BGS. We're not going to go too much longer, but Unless y'all have something else you want to talk about.
It's highly likely that these are some of the issues than simply a woman is or isn't sick or a man is or isn't sick. That white woman that we showed that was complaining about her man being sick, look at all the things on this list that she's probably not aligned with and absolutely deplorable to try to live with.
Yeah, she's leaving. You can tell she's leaving. You know,
that is how. Listen, y'all. That's how you actually read an article, read a counter, learn, act, and then when you get on the microphone, you actually know what the F you're talking about. So, guys, what do y'all think about all of that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The thing is that that's why you have to dig into studies and see what the small print actually is instead of the headline.
Yep. Yeah, I think I did a show about that. I can't, maybe a year or so ago. I can't recall, but I've read these studies and it was conflicting. This one is fairly new. This 2025 one on Medium. So I'm definitely going to check those out. But I kind of remember going through these numbers and saying this is not as big as they said it was. And clearly, to me, it's not just the sickness. There's other things, and obviously, the sickness just didn't help.
Yeah. That's a very small percentage of people leaving their spouses when one of the others is actually sick. Very small.
And one of those, it said when you were doing the abstract, it was one of those. It wasn't one of those. But previously, it was an abstract. If you read through the abstract, it was telling you that it wasn't. People didn't leave when people had terminal cases like cancer and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was. You definitely, to be just the point, you have to read through this stuff and really get into the weeds of this.
Before you got into this, I was just going to say, I saw this saying where it said that women are more likely to make adversity and a health issue their identity. Men are not. Men see it as something that needs to be overcome or solved, but women embrace it as identity. I mean, think about the whole postpartum and perimenopausal thing going on right now. It's like a lot of women, which is why I knew it can be high, because you just get to the point where you just know that women are just looking for reasons for their man to have to suffer them.
The thing is,
I'm serious.
The thing is that Carolyn May said women identify with sympathy. They love sympathy from their friends, from their parents, from their family, from their husband, from their children. They love sympathy. They like being the victim.
Yeah. It said that women 0.8% is when the woman's sick, right?
Yes.
And 0.7% when the man is sick.
I think 0.3 or something like that. Yeah.
No,
0.5.
0.5. Okay.
Okay. I think that difference is if we take all the women that's married to dudes that's 80 years old in the oxygen tank because they ready to cash out.
That's true. That is true.
Oh man, and let me read a couple of these super chats real quick. So, and everybody, we're going to be wrapping up very shortly. So if you haven't done so, feel free to show love. Send a super chat. Make sure you comment or a question or comment that you still have, or feel free to donate in one of the other ways with our respective platforms. Kenneth Young, what's going on, brother? Thank you for the $2 salute to the brother. And everybody, if you haven't done so, I literally met with the ladies at the Black America, Lala and Carmen Daisy, 2 hours.
Black America.
Yeah, the new Black America. And make sure you guys check that out. The ladies were awesome. I can't wait to work with them more in the future. And they are hilarious, bro. Carmen is she a wild.
Carmen is nuts, bro. Carmen is a thug. Carmen's a straight up thug.
Hold on. Did you see?
Shouldn't nobody that fine be able to cut you the way she could cut you?
Oh yes. Oh, I've seen him.
Bro, she said, first of all, she disrespected all men from Philly, which was wild.
Yeah, which is wild. Like, I don't want no parts of y'all. I was like,
all the Philly was the worst part of Chicago. I said,
oh my. Okay.
Yo, and she was like I don't know if she said that they're intimidating or what. So I'm like, yo, she just judged all Philly guys. I said that's why she's saying
why is it Philly? Why is it Philly, New York, and Chicago always come up?
Yeah, because we always catch the strays out here. We don't hold our tongue. We say it like we mean it, and we don't give a damn who cares about it. That's what it is. They're not used to that. They're used to them dudes go, is it possible? Maybe we can go to the movies and maybe we can buy some popcorn. We don't do that. You with it or not?
Blue Fox, thank you, sir, for the $5 BGS tax.
Appreciate you.
Ghost Illumatic, thank you for the $2. Charles Faulkner gave KS. Oh, Charles Faulkner gave KS.
Okay. All right.
Nickname. Okay, appreciate you, sir, for 2.
Shout out to Charles Faulkner.
Sir,
can't do the woo right now, but anyway.
For the 10 BGS, can you explain to those listening how they can still have meaningful relationships with women, even after becoming super red pill aware of their true nature and what they keep hidden after midnight?
Okay. Real quickly, if you know what your purpose and your mission is in life as a man, you can pick your woman. Okay. Number 2, ROI from day one.
Yes.
Can't give you that. Don't pick her. Return on investment from day one. Okay. Not.
Yes. Opie Young, Black Medals, and that. Get your return on investment. going to invest in a woman, and trust and believe, you will have to invest into a woman. Make sure you get a return on that investment.
Not 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or when you're sick, from day one.
Yes.
Mission, purpose, okay? And does she align with that? And then does she give the return on investment from day one?
Yes.
Those three things, okay? If she leaves, if she's with you for a day, a week, 2 weeks, a year, or 100 years, okay? When she leaves, you got what you actually bargained for. Doesn't matter how long she's with you. If you got, like with a stock, okay? If you make your money on that stock when it goes bust, you don't care. You made your money. Return on investment from day one. A lot of guys are hoping that if I'm nice and I show up in 10 years, 15 years, she's actually gonna give me what I want. Nope. I don't operate that way. Okay. If she doesn't show me from day one that she's down and willing to do what I want to do, which was what happened with LeVar Ball's wife. She was down with him from day one.
Mm-hmm. And listen here. Listen here, brothers. I have nothing to hide. I've talked about this before. I have been that beta male orbiter. I've been that dude hoping, wishing that one day she's gonna give me some pussy. Don't do it. It's not worth your time. It's not worth the money. Don't waste your time doing that. I did that in my 20s. And I have nothing. And like I said, I've talked about this before. I'm not going to say her name. I have nothing to hide. The fever didn't break till she had a child with her long-term boyfriend. And for the record, I don't know if those two they've been together forever, but I don't know if those two ever got married. And quite frankly, I'm not around her enough to ask. But yeah, I've been that beta male orbiter, that dude in the friend zone forever and ever and ever and ever, hoping he's going to get love from her one day. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Learn for the young dudes, people like Lost. Learn from my mistakes. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't care how attached you are to her. Don't do it. Anyway, let's get back to this.
From day one. So when she left, he didn't care. Okay, I got what I needed out of her. Okay, he doesn't care. It's the mission accomplished. So in other words, okay, if I don't know what he thought about when he got married, what he wanted. It could have been definitely was part. It could have been I want her to actually raise these boys and get into the NBA. If that's what you want out of your marriage, guess what? Mission accomplished. ROI from day one.
Wow.
And Bezos couldn't care that his wife left.
Yeah, he's freaking out. The new geeks. I meant to say thank you, sir, for the $5. Jeff Fellas, thank you for doing the work. Educating the masses is the key to all of this. The way you just broke down that study. Thank you. Yeah, man, no problem. I think I need to do a lot more of that anyway, because I will read things and then not do a good job of referencing the actual study. And I see a lot of people in this space, that's almost a requirement for you to be able to state the study, who it was, there was a part of the study, who funded them, and also the year. So that's kind of a goal of mine over the course of the summer, to get better at coalescing all of the information I've kind of reviewed over time, and just get better at being able to state exactly where I read it or got it from. Mr. Walker, thank you, sir, for the $5 as well. What's going on, good brother? Salute to the brothers. And then also a split gem. Thank you again for the $4.99. Empirical data is one of the cornerstones of the Black Manosphere. Thank you, sir, for contributing the stats. But the more important thing is knowing and understanding how to read it. If it sounds like something that you agree with, you may not go in the weeds to know how valid, how true, how accurate. You still have to look at what's the sample size. Where are they coming from, right? And when I'm not saying all of us got to be really, really good at understanding all this stuff, but you have to know that if it's been tested multiple times, it is possible for there to be a reason for why the studies don't agree. And it's your job to be able to see which one seems to make and align more sense and it aligns with reality. So thank you for that. And then last but not least, the Warrior, $10. Women leave men more than men leave them. Men lose their health, wealth, and status. LeVar stayed through her stroke. She left when he lost his leg. And we're going to close out with this ongoing discussion of men reducing a woman leaving when he's at his lowest to the reason for why women are leaving. I think we have to get a little bit more mature and acknowledge that, that happens. But, I think we're doing now, or some men are doing now, what tends to happen on social media that ladies do. It's always when the lady who's the first to get to the cameras, the first to get to social media, and the first to get to everybody outside the family is the ones that first get to frame the narrative. All right. So LeVar was the first one to speak out on this. So immediately guys had something to say, and a lot of guys are stating this, but you have no idea why the lady was there for 30 years. You have no idea why he's so accepting of her parting her ways now.
Exactly.
You don't know what she's tolerated, what she's endured, what she's accepted. And just because of the timing not looking quote unquote great, you don't know if until you recognize that people can have dual natures, that people are multifaceted, gangsters could give to charities. Right. So this idea of like he's doing something nice for his wife means that he's always never been an asshole to her is wild. It's crazy. Right. So we're gonna play a brief clip on that from Joe Budden, because I think what happens is in these moments, guys have a tendency when you try to think that way, they start to say, "Oh, you're being gynocentric. You're trying to look at things through only a woman's lens." No, it's called effing context.
Yes.
That also exists. So I'm gonna play that, and then a split gem. Thank you again for the 499 facts. There's a study on reproductive coercion. It has such a weak sample size. So thank you everybody that's been submitting in the super chats. We're gonna be wrapping things up in the next 5 minutes or so. So let me play this.
We had our run. So even though she had the stroke and getting older, she would never be like, "Oh man," she was always beautiful in my eyes until you say, "I want to go do something else." Now you're not as beautiful to me anymore. And the fact that if you decide to go this way, I'm gonna go that way. That's fine. It is what it is, man. And like I said, anytime you can find somebody you can stay in love with for a long time or for one day or whatever, if you can witness that love, that's good. I had that one. But I found somebody else. But it is what it is.
God damn.
No need to worry.
Yeah.
I don't like this. That's sad.
We moved on.
I don't like this one. It's sad.
Tell me why.
I don't like it because I don't know what happened. Just on paper, on surface, whatever. He just lost his leg last year.
She had a stroke.
Hey, if LeVar cool, what's the big deal? You know, he put his time in 30 years. If he's cool, I remember my late uncle got a divorce, and I think she had found out that he had cheated earlier or something on that order, and she left and moved to Texas and was with her side dude or whatever, and they got divorced. Well, when after that, my uncle basically went MGTOW and started dating multiple women. She had the nerve to get upset, and I'm just looking at it like, what do you think was going to happen? You released the shackles off of him. What did you think was going to happen? And unfortunately, that's the one I lost to pancreatic cancer. But once people have been married 20 or 30 years, me personally, I don't ask why they got divorced. I just let them go their separate ways and mind my business. But that's how I look at it. That's my take on it. I've been on for about 2 hours. Looks like people don't want to really come up today, and that's fine. I'm gonna shut the stream down right now. If you hold on, wait a minute. Before I do that, if you brothers want to watch that stream, here's the link to that stream if you want to watch it. If you brothers want to watch the rest of that, they just basically go over that video pretty much. But I'm about to shut the stream down. Since it is 4th of July, I got plenty of pulled deaf bird to eat in the morning. I got plenty of pulled deaf bird to eat in the morning, as AL calls it, pulled chicken, leftover pulled chicken to eat in the morning. But anyway, I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace. Yo, this is AB Media 83. To support the channel, hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload a live stream, video, or short. And always, always remember, guard your image, guard your peace. Keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.